This is Mark Bell from supertraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West, answering questions off of YouTube for the Power Project. This question comes from J. Harley Biker, and he wants to know, he said that he felt like his chest was over the bar during his deadlift session, and he kind of wanted to know where he was going wrong, and he felt like he might need to do some mobility work. Mobility work's going to help a little bit. Perhaps if you worked your hips a little bit more, you would have been able to flare your knees out more if you're sumo. Or perhaps if you stretched out the ham hockers a little bit better, you would have been able to dip down in a little bit better position for a conventional pull or something like that. But I wouldn't even say it's necessarily just a mobility issue. Without seeing you pull, it's really hard to say. But you have to learn to wedge yourself under the barbell. That goes for the squat, that goes for the bench, and that goes for the deadlift. All three lifts. And in the deadlift, I also am a firm believer that you have to try to create some sort of eccentric portion to it, because there is none. So you're going to have to kind of dip your way down and then pull. And that's what I like to see most of my people do. For myself, dipping down and pulling like that sometimes doesn't work so great. I sometimes need a little bit further setup, but you should be able to assess that by videoing yourself, or by you could send a video to me. You can send a video to a buddy. You could have someone in the gym watch you. Watch Andy Bolton pull. Watch Benedict Magnuson pull. Most of the big pulls that you're going to see, the guy will kind of preload the weight into the ham hockers, and then he'll proceed to kind of pull all that slack out of the bar, get themselves tight, and then they'll dip down in position and wham, they'll kill the weight. So look into some of that. Watch some different guys pull. You can watch myself. You can watch Jesse Burdick. There's a lot of different guys out there, tons of guys out there you can watch. Some guys are just great at getting themselves real tight and locking in their position, and they can kind of stay there forever, and then they can pull, like Eddie Cohn used to do that. Andre Belyev kind of does that. So you're going to see a lot of different techniques, but seeing all those different techniques is great because we're all different, and there's so many different body types out there that you're going to have to find what's going to work best for you. To try to get your chest back, again, you want to try to wedge yourself under the bar. Watch some of the videos that I've posted recently on the sumo pull. I haven't posted anything on conventional yet, and I'll get to that soon. If you're pulling sumo or you're pulling conventional, it's all the same thing, really. You want to have your chest, you want to try to get your back flat-ish. Your entire back doesn't need to be flat, but I like to see that lower back be flat, or at least have you strive to get the back flat, or strive to get a slight arch in your back. And you're going to want to try to get yourself tight. You want to try to have your hips lower than your shoulders. Your hips should be lower than your shoulders. I say this all the time. You really never see a big pull where someone has their hips above their shoulders. It's happened before, but it's very rare, and it makes you lock the weights out with your upper body, which is what you don't want to do in a deadlift. So you need to try to pull yourself. You need to grab the barbell with a fully extended arm. Your arms need to be at full length. Think of your arms as giant hooks, like you're a freaking pirate. You got two hooks for an arm. You got one each arm is a hook, rather. And try to swing, try to pendulum yourself off of that barbell and pull yourself down in position and lock your back in. You got to lock that back in and then pull from there. It might even be good for you to do some kind of static work where you just pull yourself in a position, just kind of hold that position for 4 or 5 seconds and kind of resist against the weight a little bit. You don't even have to lift it, but just get yourself into that position over and over and over again. Then maybe do some work where you do a little bit of repetitions. Dead stop pulls are going to be important for you. You don't want to bounce the weights off the ground. You want to really try to learn the form, learn the proper technique first, and then you can work on kind of overloading and just kind of getting after it, and doing reps where you kind of bounce the weight off the ground. But for now, I just suggest that you try to learn how to pull, learn how to try to keep that chest back. A lot of people say head up to try to pull the chest back, to try to pull everything back. A lot of times the head up cue is really just to try to keep your chest up, so you don't really need to throw your head up, you just need to pull your chest up. It's going to be kind of all the same thing in a way, but for me, when I pull, I try to throw my head back this way more, and it helps pull my chest up. If I throw my head up this way, my chest doesn't actually go anywhere unless I try to force it up, as opposed to kind of going like this, throwing my head back and doing a double chin motion. You guys can feel it for yourself. I know it looks awkward. It looks a little sexual too, doesn't it? Just admit it. It's okay. It's okay if something moves a little bit. It happens to us all. You know, you want to try to force that head back, and that's going to automatically pick up the sternum area. That's what you're going to need to try to do. You're going to need to try to pick that chest up, and more so than like just your chest, think about throwing your face and your head, think about throwing your face back behind that barbell. You're not going to be able to throw your face back behind the barbell in the starting position. You're going to be able to throw it back as you go. I actually have a video I'm about to post up of some CrossFitians I worked with yesterday. I killed these guys with some deficit deadlifts. They did pretty awesome. I'll post that video up. You'll be able to see some of the stuff. I'll run it through the coach's eye so we can get down and dirty and talk about the details. And as far as mobility stuff, always go to mobilitywod.com. That's going to be your best bet there. And that is it from supertraining.tv. I'm out.